Hello and welcome to Quick Charge. I'm Mikey G, and it's Tuesday, January 2nd. Tesla has released its fourth quarter and subsequently full year 2023 delivery results, and the automaker has broken another record. Tesla confirmed that they delivered on their guidance with 484,000 deliveries. With a guidance of 1.8 for the year, Tesla met that goal and even surpassed it. The automaker also confirmed that they produced a record number of 495,000 vehicles. When a more detailed report comes out in the upcoming earnings call, we expect to learn more. However, the official Tesla numbers leave a little bit to be desired. Tesla not only doesn't release separate data for the Model 3 and Model Y, but now they bundle the Model S, X, and also the Cybertruck deliveries together. Most every other automaker releases data at the model level, and at Electrek we wish that Tesla would do the same. The Tesla Cybertruck, Tesla's first vehicle to fully utilize its larger 4680 battery format, has been out for a month now, and with only limited quantities on the road, there's a little bit of questions that need to be filled, but we have an answer to one of the most important ones, and that is the charge rate. Now, the charge rate of the Cybertruck on this report wasn't great, but there is a little more to the story. In a video posted by Our Cyber Life, a new YouTube channel formed by a couple who got the Cybertruck, we see the rate of kilowatts throughout the charge time. The car starts at a 14% state of charge after about 20 minutes of preconditioning, and then seems to have a relatively poor charging curve, at least at this one occurring at a very busy version 3 supercharger station. It immediately jumps to a peak charge rate of 255 kilowatts, but starts to taper rather rapidly, with charge rate gradually decreasing starting at around 20%. By 40%, the car is down to 150 kilowatt charge rate, and then down to 100 kilowatt charge rate at 60%, and then reaches a plateau rate of 75 to 80 kilowatts at about 66% state of charge, and it holds that until 90%. All in all, it was about a 50-minute charge session from 14 to 90%, adding 94 kilowatt hours of energy. This is still reasonable for a very large battery pack at 123 kilowatt hours. It should also be noted that the version 3 supercharger sometimes throttles the charging speed when they're busy and being used by a lot of people at once. But more importantly, the version 3 supercharger operates at 400 volts, so it's possible that the Cybertruck will be able to charge better from an 800 volt charger, of which Tesla has yet to build out that network. Now finally, this is a brand new vehicle, and Tesla might also be waiting for more data on the battery health while charging. They might potentially increase the charge rate in the future with an over-the-air update. Despite Tesla's ongoing labor disputes in the Scandinavian region and blocks on imports, new car registrations for Tesla vehicles in Sweden grew by 9% in December. According to Reuters, in Norway, Tesla is leading the charge with 20% market share, a very big jump from last year's 12.2%. It's all an impressive achievement for Tesla, which has been embroiled in a 3-month-long labor dispute. It has been since expanding to other countries, involving 15 unions taking action against the company. Now, for now, at least, all the drama doesn't look like it's putting much of a dent in Tesla's sales, but as the strike drags on with no end in sight and new EV rivals emerging on the scene, in addition to countries peeling back their EV incentives, it's still too early to claim victory for Tesla. The launch of the refreshed Tesla Model 3, which was codenamed Highland, that vehicle in North America might be a little closer than what we had thought, as Tesla is sneakily testing the Model 3 Highland in the US. We believe. We're pretty darn sure. Now, Tesla launched the new version last summer, starting with vehicles built in China, but it has yet to hit the home market. We expect that Tesla would wait until the new year to bring it out, since they don't want it to negatively affect their end-of-year sales. But the Model 3 Highlands have been spotted testing in the US in recent months, but they did have Chinese badging on them, which has been a little confusing because it's quite doubtful that Tesla would bring Chinese-made electric vehicles here to the US. But that Chinese badging might be a decoy. A Redditor spotted one of those vehicles in Fremont and got close enough to check the VIN. Indeed, it shows that the vehicle was made in Fremont, California. So, to us, that's a smoking gun. The Tesla is testing the Model 3 refresh here in the States. Tesla is no longer the world's largest electric vehicle automaker by volume. Chinese BYD, which Elon Musk used to literally laugh at, they overtook Tesla in overall battery electric vehicle volume in the fourth quarter of 2023. Now, you might have seen a variation of this headline over a year ago, but it wasn't as significant as it is today. Tesla has always been a pure electric, battery electric vehicle manufacturer, while most other automakers, including BYD, have dabbled in hybrids, plug-ins, and other things. But now BYD has taken the crown for pure electric vehicles without hybrids or plug-ins stuffing the numbers. In the fourth quarter of 2023, BYD delivered 526,400 compared to Tesla's 484,500. Now, this was inevitable considering BYD's presence and offering in their home market of China has 1 billion more people than the US, and also BYD offers more models than Tesla at a wider range of prices. Tesla still finished 2023 with more electric vehicles delivered for the full year, with 1.8 million for Tesla and 1.6 million for BYD. So that means that next year we might hear this story all over again with a little bit of a variation on the headline. Rivian stock is down Tuesday after releasing their fourth quarter and full year 2023 results. And despite beating their 2023 production goal, Rivian's deliveries fell short of Wall Street expectations. Rivian produced 17,541 vehicles in the quarter, delivering 13,972. Rivian built 57,232 vehicles, beating their guidance of 54,000. Deliveries reached 50,122, which is more than double last year's number. Rivian appeared to be sitting on a fair amount of inventory as well. Drone footage from a YouTube user, DevoDare Chicago, shows a large span of Rivian electric delivery vehicles for Amazon all lined up. Rivian CFO Claire McDonough explained on the company's third quarter call that they expect a more significant gap in production and deliveries in the fourth quarter because Amazon limits the intake of new commercial vans during their peak holiday period. In today's community comment found on YouTube, Trunk Monkey 4938 says, if the government were serious about pushing electric vehicles, they'd probably hand out Teslas like their candy and throw in a lifetime supply of electricity just to sweeten the deal. But no, instead they're more like your penny-pinching neighbor who gives advice on saving the environment while leaving you to foot the bill for the electric car fantasy they keep preaching about. Well, Trunk Monkey, I don't entirely agree with that assertion, mostly because I, for one, would not want the government to hand out cars and free charging simply because that money comes from you and me. I forgot where I heard it, but I once heard it said that the government only has money when they take it by force. The expense of handing out cars wouldn't come from other parts of the budget, because no politician is going to take a pay cut or enforce a pay cut on some other agency. Nope, instead they would fund it with a misleading and maybe unrelated bill that sounds very pleasant, like the Child First Act or the American Blue Sky program. Now, the government already puts a ton of money into tax breaks and now point-of-purchase incentives for electric vehicles, not to mention everything that goes into battery production. But really, that's a drop in the ocean compared to what they're doing to secure, extract, refine, and transport oil all across the globe. I don't have time for this. You don't either. I'm sorry.